I'm going to put a constraint into the car models table. Let's look at that table, and if we look at the model types, we've got a variety of models. We can limit this, we can put a restriction on this, or we could do it on engine size, or we could do it on engine type. We could have petrol, diesel, liquid gas or something like that. But let's do it on the engine size, and you can see we have 1.8, 1.4, 1.2, 2, 2.2 and 1.9. These are the only options. Now if I were to add something different here, if I did a new record and I put 2.5, that would be okay. But I'm going to put a constraint on now which will only allow me to choose any of these existing ones. And we're going to call it a validation rule. So what we need to do is go into the design view of this table and then go to engine size and click your mouse on engine size, and then bring your mouse down here to this area here, and we're interested in two things: the validation rule and the validation text. You're going to decide the rule, and you're going to decide the text which comes up if somebody gets it wrong. Now you can decide the rule, but it must follow a convention, and I'll show you what that looks like. So what I want to do in that convention is look at the existing car engine sizes, and I'm going to put them in here. But I have to do them with the word OR in between. So let's check what we've got again. If we go back up to the datasheet view, and I need to copy this 1.8, I only need to do that once, 1.4, 1.2, so it doesn't matter what order I do it in, as long as I cover all of these. Let's see how it works. Design view again, make sure you're on the engine size here, and then go down to the validation rule, click your mouse in this part, and again it doesn't matter what order you do it in, but I saw a 1.8, then put a space in, and then OR with a capital letter, space. I also saw a 1.2, space, or space. There was also a 2 or a 2.2, or there was a space 1.4 space, or there was a 1.9. Okay, so this means if anybody tries to add something different, like a 3 or a 1.7, they'll get an error message. The error message is here. At the moment there is no error message. You can decide what text it is, what the error message will say. So you can say whatever you like here, but you can say something like invalid entry, and then let's try and see if this works. So we'll go up to the datasheet view and click. Save the table, yes. And it says the data integrity rules have been changed. Existing data may not be valid for the new rules. That means if we've already got some data which is not included in this, we'll have a problem. But we don't, because we've copied it properly. So just say yes for that one. Now let's add a new record. So let's say here you wanted number 11, and we'll say it was a Vauxhall Astra again, but this time it was a 1.7. Now we don't have 1.7 listed, so when I try to move to the next cell we should get an error message, invalid entry, and that's the error message that we put on it. So say OK, and if I tried to do 2.1, again that's not valid, we get an invalid entry. OK, let's try a valid one, 2.2 was okay, and then when we try to move to the next cell, it's happy about it now. So we'll say that's petrol, and it's compact. Okay, let's try and close this table. That's an example of a validation rule using text. In the next video, using numbers. In the next video we'll look at a validation rule using text.